believe, none of us are perfect, but I believe she's genuine, and I believe, unlike Trump, who his friend of 20 years said the other night, Donnie Deutsch, said he doesn't want to be president. He said no one's more surprised than him. He wants the crowds, he wants the adulation, doesn't give a about the woman.
So, Trump's 20-year buddy just exposed him. You probably didn't expect Trump to be the kind of guy who couldn't care less about the country. As long as the crowd is clapping, that's all that matters. Sounds like he's been acting as president just to be a rock and roll star, not really to lead the country. The crowd, that's what Trump lives for. But no worries, Cher is still sitting there, not bothered, doing absolutely nothing, just letting the internet handle the rest. While Trump is struggling with a suit that doesn't fit, Cher is sipping her martini, unfazed by the chaos he's causing.
Okay, you have, rightly so, been incredibly outspoken about your disapproval of President Donald Trump. Say one nice thing about him.
No! What's one nice thing about him? There's nothing nice about him. I can't say one nice thing about him.
At this point, it's impossible not to laugh. Cher was asked a tough question. What's good about Trump? And the answer, no. Simple as that, no further explanation needed. I'm sure Fox News scrambled to justify him, saying something like, Cher's just a Hollywood liberal. She doesn't understand the American people. But here's the thing. No matter how hard Fox News tried to flip the narrative, the winner was still Cher. She just sat there, did nothing. That's what you call a win, right?
Cher, what is going on?
Well, I've never been a fan of Cher, but I thought she took some very cheap shots at Mitt Romney, so I let her have it. I never liked computer-enhanced music.
Okay. And speaking about Mitt Romney, who should his running mate be?
Well, he's got a lot of choices, and I guess time will tell, but it's too early to say.
Trump must have thought he was in some kind of dark comedy competition. He tried to drag Cher into the mix, complaining about her criticism of Mitt Romney, as if that was the main issue in his presidential campaign. What did he do to cope? He told a funny story about computer music. But, honestly, who's paying attention to that? That story has no political flavor unless you're trying to avoid the fact that you're the victim of Cher's perfect cultural boycott. And Cher? She didn't even have to lift a finger. She just sat there watching Trump trip over himself.
I will try and be as direct and honest with you as I possibly can be. I am positive that you are the most unattractive man I have ever met in my entire life. You have demonstrated every loathsome characteristic of the male personality and even discovered a few new ones.
Cher's words were seriously heavy-duty. Trump took a direct hit. She didn't just criticize him. She called out all his flaws. A masterful takedown, without needing any tricks. While Trump was still tangled up in his verbal battles, Cher was sitting back, just watching him make a fool of himself. And then, you see, while Trump tries to salvage a bit of dignity, Cher stands firm, unbothered, with no worries at all. Honestly, this is a pivotal moment, when everything became crystal clear. Trump remains the comedian, but not in a positive way. While he's struggling to keep up, Cher is still holding strong. She doesn't have to do much. Just being Cher makes her a legend. And Trump? Well, he's still just a fading shadow in this battle, creating a disaster every time he opens his mouth. Cher doesn't just exist. She masters the game without breaking a sweat. And Trump? He's still struggling in the shadow of his own making. So there you have it, folks. Cher proved that sometimes greatness doesn't need to be loud. Trump, no matter what he does, is ultimately just a sacrificial pawn in this battle. And Cher, with a martini in hand and a smile on her face, continues to hold on to her throne.